Okay, we'll concoct a story that we were beaten up.
Or we all attach ourselves to Gyrex's body in the shape of armor.
I
What
feel
if
like
we-
that wouldn't work.
What if we take like Skylar's arm and Depp and just forge them into armor that we can wear?
Yeah, that'll be quiet.
Yeah. You can totally
Yeah.
do that
Hey,
inside,
I know a
like,
dwarf.
committed.
Look, we have a Swiss
I get
Army
it.
knife, a roll of duct tape, and a montage song. We can do this.
Okay, so is there any cover outside of the...
It's just blank between here and the tower, from what I recall.
Let's say there's at least...
head pokey out?
Yeah, we'll say there's at least low walls that you can, like, they're not chest-high walls either, they're waist-high walls.
Oh. Identical chest-high walls.
Just scattered at random across the courtyard.
Yeah. Suddenly Frazzle Fuse has got a gun with a chainsaw on the bottom of
So,
it.
can Frazzle Fuse take a peek around, see which building looks like the most likely to be a barracks? Because barracks usually have arming stations in them, and then we'd be able to fit in better. Right?
Sure, we should call this, what, scouting?
Yeah! I'm unskilled in scouting,
Or
but...
perhaps stealth.
Yeah, well...
Or perception, or...
I'll take an unskilled roll in something.
Alright.
I've got observation.
I've got perception.
Maybe one of you guys could look around then.
Go for it, Depp.
Alright, I'll attempt to observe where the barracks are.
Okay.
Big roll, big roll.
Alright, wait, before you roll, are you doing this from the poop hole, or are you getting out and trying to do a little bit of actual scouting?
From the poop hole.
Alright, I'm going to make you roll with disadvantage then.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Well, the one's definitely the lower.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'd say so.
So that was
Oh,
skilled, but either way,
no.
it's twist with the cost.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is that dice persisting? No.
They've got some new thing. I tried to roll and it told me to click and drag, and I disabled that.
Weird. Maybe they're actual dice. I did hear dice roll noises.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Strange.
I heard nothing. Wonder what I would have gotten.
Only slightly,
never know.
Mildly better.
slightly better.
Oh well. Good luck, Depp. We're rooting for you as we all
Everyone else
vanish
just
back down the hole.
leaves.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Alright, no one seems to notice you, but you do think that because there's a lot of people coming in and out of... Whoa, what'd I do? Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I wanted the
yeah.
selection tool. This building right over here,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to the left of the tower,
hmm
that seems to be perhaps some sort of armory.
So why would we want to run all the way over there when we could just go into the tower instead?
It's a good question.
Where is
That
the
is a
front?
good
Is the
question.
front door of the tower visible from where we are?
No. Also, at a
Son
quick
of a
glance, you can guess that this building down here to your south, well, actually, I guess to your west, give it blowing my my little arrow there, is it's got a lot of stained windows. In fact, it's one of the only windows that are not that have any windows whatsoever. And by stained, I mean stained glass, of course. And there seems to be pipe organ music coming from it.
But the cathedral's on the south.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you do know the cathedral, because the cathedral's huge. I mean, you know what that is just just by looking at it. The other buildings, you can't really tell what's going on, except for that most of the armored folks seem to be going into this kind of lower left one here, and more robed folks are going into the bottom right one.
Hmm.
Are they moving away from us? Like, because they're heading down, they're heading west, right?
It's kind of a swirl of activity. Most of the stuff is going on between this upper left building and everywhere else. So,
Okay.
like, most people are leaving your corner alone, because that seems to be kind of the relief corner,
Yeah, the poop corner.
their poop corner. And
Why would anyone come over here? So
Why
Exactly.
indeed? I feel like we might want to find out what's going on in that building just south of us.
Okay.
Or do you think we should just go right for the tower?
Well, if one of you sneaky types wants to go check it out, I won't stop you.
Okay, I guess I'll go check it out.
I believe in you, Rook.
Oh my! So Rook is going to go stealth up to the this building here and see what's up.
Yep.
All right. Make a roll.
Keeping low.
Suddenly
Hiding
they
behind chest high
all
walls.
turn towards him and go, "Finally, the savior!" And there's a statue of Rook for no reason.
That's weird. That's weird. I'm sneaky.
Nice. You very much are.
Do, 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 do. Do,
And that was
do, do,
a
do, do. You
skill
don't
roll, right?
Yep.
That was good music.
Who wrote it himself?
Do, 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 do.
He's doing,
So-
he's doing the Looney Tunes. Plucking
As
the
you
string
approach
as
the
you
building-
sneak up.
You kind of glance into the stained glass windows, and you find that it seems to be a smaller chapel. And what you also find as you kind of approach is that, well, yeah, someone actually sees you and doesn't at all think you're out of the ordinary.
Okay.
So they just seem to kind of not care that you're there.
What
But
is this someone? What is this someone? What are they?
just some guards, people passing around.
Okay.
It seems like there's a lot of people inside too that are also without armor.
Right.
So basically, you seem like you're fitting in.
Okay.
As for inside of it, it really just seems like a smaller chapel. Guys playing at a big pipe organ. And if you had to guess, it looks to be kind of a private chapel for the worship of the priests here and the paladins. Apart from the Grand Cathedral. The Grand Cathedral is more for the public.
Uh-huh. So it's just probably evening services for them or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow. That was a good use of 6.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Most of the priests seem centered around here as well. You could almost guess probably that they are probably quarters as well, where they house priests.
Right. Okay. Well, act natural.
Yep. Even if they see you, they don't bother you. So
Yeah.
Fly casual.
Yeah.
do you make your way back to the poop hole?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just a chapel. It's playing bad music.
Very stereotypical music.
Is this music worse than usual? I can't tell.
It is the sound of harpies on my ears.
Harpies or herpes? Which one was that?
Possibly both at the same time.
That sounds real unpleasant, Gyrax. So we ain't gonna look too out of place if we just mosey on over to that there tower?
No, at least in the southern direction, where most of the unarmored paladins are, that's okay. You're not sure about the tower yet.
So is our plan to go to the chapel?
Going to the chapel doesn't seem to get us anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a bunch of priests congregating.
So let's go for the tower.
Alright.
Unless we think the Archbishop might be in the chapel?
You don't know.
Should we check that first? Seeing as we seem to be blending in that area?
Sure.
Guys? Gang?
I think that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
I have no opinion.
D. Davis will be carried by the crowd.
Yeah.
The will of the public is the will of my hand.
Fair enough. Let's
All right.
go west then.
All right.
There
You
are
all
people
emerge
there.
from the poop hole. You're all dressed in your Templar outfit.
Yeah,
Or I keep saying Templar, but I mean Paladin.
that's fine.
And, yeah. So you make it up there. It seems to be kind of an after-hours evening mass sort of deal. No one thinks you're out of ordinary.
Nice. We're all gathered here for a special screening of Season of the Witch.
Aw.
I'm going to see if I
Hoping for
can
Wicker Man.
see if I can spot the Archbishop. It's the Archbishop we're looking for, right?
Yes.
I see if I can spot the Archbishop with his.
He no doubt has the biggest hat.
Yeah. With his gem thing.
All right. Roll 4.
Oh,
All right.
Jordan's brokenhearted.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, 4.
They delayed the Warframe update.
My con-
Sorry to hear that.
It'll come soon, I'm sure.
But that's a skilled roll, so that's success.
That's a flat success.
Look, you don't have to make me feel bad about it. That's a success, Steve.
It's a success.
It's
That's
a
great.
wonderfully rounded success.
It's a wonderfully rounded success, and you confirm throughout this entire chapel that you basically just kind of wander around and look at stuff. You don't think that he's here. You see
Okay.
a bunch of lesser bishops. They're kind of giving rites or prayer over the Templar Paladin. God damn it.
Depp just wanders up to everyone and stares at them uncomfortably for a few seconds.
Wanders
He
up.
probably gets blessed too.
He's holding a controller in his hand. He wanders up to them, presses A.
Got to examine.
Yep. Well, I'll mosey back to the others. He ain't here.
All right. Well, we good. We've eliminated that possibility.
I reckon.
So now we just need to go to the tower.
That seems to be the case, Rook. Shall we, gentlemen and ladies?
Sure.
Indubitably.
Depp sort of squints at Gyrax, unsure.
All right. So the tower then.
Yep.
As you approach the tower, well, there's a bit of a shift in what becomes acceptable apparel. As you approach the tower, there's at least 4 guys stationed outside the tower door, all in full armor.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, if you do approach, they will stop you.
This is a Black Pauldron event. I wasn't aware.
Are you approaching?
No.
They seemed like serious
We
business.
keep walking by. Act like we're going where we're supposed to be. Towards the
Which is-
barracks.
Which building?
The barracks, the big one
In the north
there.
and east.
Over that. Yeah.
All right. That is
Just-
indeed the barracks.
we start walking towards the tower. The guards get like, "Arr," and we just we keep walking past them.
Depp smoothly aborts his wave and turns it into adjusting his hat. Everyone can tell, though.
Depp, the socially awkward Warforged.
All right. So
Actually, while we're going there, what is the building right below that? If we can tell.
you can't really tell. There's no windows whatsoever, and it has just 2 armored guards in front of it.
Okay.
Comparatively, the chapel, the barracks, and the building to the bottom right down here don't have any other guards.
Right. Okay.
So is the barracks open?
Oh yeah, you're freely
People
able to
are coming
enter.
out of it, right?
Oh yeah, there are a bunch of shift changes going on. So the armored dudes are coming in, going, and most of the armored dudes who are coming are taking off their armor and they have stuff underneath.
Phrasing.
Uh-oh.
They're wearing Under Armour?
They sure are.
Oh man, I already hate these guys.
They've got a skinnier
They got
set of
tribal
plate.
tats.
They got a skinnier set of plate on under their plate mail.
But the barracks, like when you first enter, it's more like a common area. Obviously, a bunch of rooms upstairs, and most of them are, of course, going to be just bunk beds, things like that. So it is very much a military style building.
Now we live here.
Apparently, because no one challenges you at the moment.
Right, they're too busy, and we've got uniforms on.
Mm-hmm.
So now we need to steal more gear.
Gotta get that armor. That sweet, sweet armor.
We do.
Yeah, we gotta get our stormtrooper outfits on so we can
God,
go.
it's gonna end well.
Well,
Short
look
for
at
a stormtrooper, aren't
Frazzle
you?
Fuse.
Frazzle Fuse is a little short for a stormtrooper.
Mm,
A little bit.
You're a little bit robotic for a stormtrooper, aren't you? Okay.
I'll give this to you as a freebie. The people who are coming off duty, basically, they take their armor and place them in locked foot cases at the bottom of, or at the foot of their barrack beds, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's not hygienic at all. All that sweaty leather is gonna just
Yeah, no.
get moldy and terrible.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
Irresponsible.
I'm
The
sure
paladins.
they'll clean them at some point.
You probably do.
Alright. We still need to steal some armor. So we need to find some room that has footlockers that are still have armor in them, but don't have any dudes in the room.
That's going to take some doing because there's dudes everywhere.
Will there be feet in them?
Feet?
Well, you said footlocker.
That's when Skylar gives him the very, very, very long stare and shakes her head.
I reckon
Humans are
it's,
strange.
I reckon it's called a foot locker, as it's at the foot of the bunk. Well, that's just me.
But what if you don't have
simple
feet?
country boy.
Simple. Buckhawk!
He's
Okay,
just an
so-
unfrozen caveman.
It's a giant robot chicken.
So is the barracks just one big room?
No, there's a few rooms in it, but I mean, dudes are everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Just like the honeybee inn.
Eh.
Now, can we steal wigs instead?
I don't think there's any wigs here now.
This
bad.
worked for you so well last time, Mark.
Perhaps there's something we could fashion wigs from.
Why
Easily.
would we want wigs?
It's the Honeybee Inn.
I don't know, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Okay,
Gyrax
so
wants to go into the man hot tub.
Gyrax and a wig.
And some lipstick.
He doesn't even have lips. It's not right.
Just paint them on.
It's not right.
Eh.
nobody has like the
How
power.
come Dragonborn women have boobs anyway? They're not even mammals.
That was a
That's
major
stupid.
point of discussion when 4th edition first came out.
Stupid. Alright, so,
No
we need to
one,
find a relatively isolated room with dudes with armor, who the dudes are not currently wearing their armor, so we can subdue them and steal their armor.
subdued them.
Yes, subdue them. Subdued them.
They'll
All right.
be subdued after we're done with them.
Well, if you wait for a little while, the shift change does end, and eventually you're able to probably find at least one room where there's like just, I'll say 2 dudes that are just kind of hanging out in their bunks.
Just 2 dudes. Just 2 bros hanging out.
2 rude dudes getting
Sup,
lewd with
bros?
food.
Greetings, fellow guards.
One of them's cleaning his armor and stuff, and the other one's reading like probably whatever passes as the Bible for the Silver Flame Church.
Machiavelli's the prince.
Big long book about how shapeshifters are terrible people.
Shapeshifters
Okay.
and you.
Alright, well, let's subdue them.
Okay. I'll just make this a... Who's doing the subduing?
We've seen
Well,
that Depp's methods of subdual is rather drastic, so perhaps, maybe not.
Skylair and Rook, maybe. Where I think we're the most physically direct.
Probably.
Skylair, show some leg and
As
sneak
you
up
kick
on
them.
Yeah, how are you handling this? Are you just gonna walk up to him and just kind of,
Sleeper
My
hold.
robot hand smell like chloroform?
We all
Actually, I
got
think that's
chloroformed.
My whole brain is crying. Well, I mean, these guys are both distracted, right?
Yeah, they're not really paying that much attention.
So, sudden blunt trauma. They'll probably be fine.
Back of the head. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah,
I was unconscious for 5 minutes, Lana.
They'll be fine. They will be fine. There are clerics. That's better than a neurologist.
Okay, I can see a couple things going wrong with this. So why don't both of you roll for it?
What could possibly go wrong?
A couple? Only a couple?
What could possibly go wrong? Cut to all of us standing outside the now burned down barracks.
So how did this happen
Frazzle
again?
Fuse, I really didn't think it was flammable.
It's wood.
Depp inexplicably covered in blood.
Alright, so we'll call this, I don't know, subdual.
Depp looks like he was just in a Dragon Age game.
Classic.
Subdual.
Nah, subdual. Probably unskilled for both of you.
I cast punch.
This is what we get for for trying not to kill anybody. Okay, I see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I see how it is. The non-lethal playthrough is more difficult.
I don't know, it's pretty easy for Mirror's Edged.
Well,
Mirror's
yeah.
Edge is a game about parkour.
First-person game about parkour. What bad design.
You're not supposed to be
Only-
killing people when you do parkour.
Only there were a game
Parkour.
with
Except for
a
yourself.
second iteration of parkour coming out.
Parkour 2.0!
Oh, I thought we were doing a Dresden reference. Shouting parkour.
Aww. Alright, so this is
that was a
how
good
it goes. Rook basically kind of sneaks up on the dude that's cleaning his armor. Good, just probably picks up... Well, why don't you narrate it, Rook? How do you knock the guy out?
Well, and sneaking up behind him, I pick up his junior varsity paladin trophy, which he still has because he never really, his life peaked in paladin high school,
Mm-hmm.
and then just club him off the back of the head, and
Okay.
unfortunately it breaks the trophy, which
Aww.
it's really going to
That's
cause
his
him
twist
some
in a
It's
knife.
going to have some existential problems for him when he wakes up.
Uh-huh.
They
All
can
right.
heal
Look at
his
his
body,
broken
but
life.
can they heal his heart?
All about the knife in the back, don't you, Mike?
Yep.
And Skylair, how do you knock your guy out? Just smack a hand to the back of the head.
Donkey punch.
Just karate chop right on the back of the head.
I hope
Robot
she's
hand.
carrying all these bodies with her at this point. Just a big bag of arms.
His vertebrae just snaps in two and he falls limply to the floor.
Yeah.
I was
Judo
volunteering
chop.
at an orphanage later.
I should make
He
a
like,
counter twist.
falls on a puppy that's just walking by too.
No. When she kills him, he knocks over the small painting of his wife and his small children.
And they're not.
And his world's greatest dad mug falls off of the end table and shatters on the floor.
It was made by
Can't
his
put
daughter.
the teacup back together with.
No, but she does knock him out, and then the second he hits the floor, you hear commotions from downstairs and a bunch of guys shouting.
Uh-oh.
The bodies hit the flow.
Taxi.
Oh,
But a moment later, you realize that most of the shouts are being directed outside rather than upstairs.
Okay.
well,
So
that's not
that's
our
two sets.
problem.
That's 2 sets of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Should we look out
These
the
guys
window?
are what? Human
Well, is this
human males?
just a 2-person room, or is it just that there were only 2 people in it at the time?
That's a good question.
There's only 2 people in it at the time. There are several other foot lockers cases available, but you'll have to either pick the locks or kind of break them open.
Okay.
Okay.
Or perhaps find keys.
All right. Okay. Who's good for looking for stuff?
Nope.
Anyone got searching?
I've got investigation.
You?
Let me check my sheet. I don't think the druid stuff has any of that.
Probably not.
Just hold
Actually,
up
let me
the footlockers to your face and do the old Johnny Carson gag with the envelope.
I don't think spy is going to help here.
Good one.
No.
I spy on the lockboxes to learn their secrets, their vulnerabilities.
Well, if he's got investigate, then he's probably good at figuring out where people would hide their keys.
Well, I've got
But I'd just check the
investigation
guy's
and
pockets.
observation.
I've got foraging, so I find some mushrooms.
I don't think you want to eat
Tea
those.
leaves.
Those mushrooms are from growing on the armor that wasn't being properly maintained.
Then somebody should check out the window, see what's going on.
Yeah. I look out the window.
All right. You see basically a big congregation as well. A lot of people are crowding around. At least 4 shapes being brought in from the direction of the cathedral, and they're basically kind of very obviously bound. They're hooded, and they're brought towards the center of the courtyard and basically just kind of thrown down onto their knees. And there seems to be a lot of shouting and excitement about it. You can't tell who they are.
A good distraction. Let's get this armor on.
It's a very good distraction.
All right.
Yes. How convenient.
think they're about to have a barbecue night.
Not our business.
They're already building a giant wicker man.
Not the bees!
Boom.
Due to the distraction, I'll say that you, through various means, you find armor that may
Alright.
not fit you. We'll discuss that later.
Well, we're kidding up who we can now.
Yeah.
Depp is going to be really uncomfortable,
It's alright.
but he's getting plate mail.
He puts his armor on top of his poncho this time.
And like from a physical perspective, Moktash is human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So him and I can probably easily find suits that will at least fit enough that we can move around in them.
Oh, I thought you were going to say get to the same suit.
No.
We found a big guy's suit. We're going to squeeze in there together.
Put a trench coat on over the armor.
Suit.
Should
Fat
we both
guy in a
face the
little
same
suit.
way, or
Be tall doctor. And then I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do with Frazzlefuse and Gyrax.
Well, I'm just going to say that you managed to find through various boxes and things like that you either find keys to because they're not enough to keep it like under the pillow or something.
Yeah.
Enough to cobble together at least a reasonable facsimile of armor. Even if
we
you have to
found-
use like
We found a kid's suit of armor that the guard that Skylar killed had gotten for his child. He was gonna bring it as a present. And the inside of it actually says "Love from Dad."
When you put the visor down, there's a heart.
and a little engraving that says "Do it for her."
All right.
I didn't mean to.
Poor Farrell.
I'll tell you something Jordan, in the Shadowrun game I ran at the university, one of the characters was this pacifist troll adept, and because of the dice rolls, he kept like accidentally killing people. Because he's a troll, right? So he has like 1 million strength. And so even when he isn't using, and oh yeah, he was a ninja, and his attack skills were so good that basically like even if he didn't use killing hands, he was hitting people for like lethal damage. And by the end of the campaign, the player just declared that like as his mental deterioration gone on through the whole campaign, and by the end he'd had a nervous breakdown, was locked up in an asylum. Happy ending. So look forward to that, Skylar.
Nice.
Yeah.
No!
Alright, so is the hubbub still hubbubbing?
Oh, yeah.
Boobing?
Oh yeah, there seems to be very loud something going on. You don't know quite know what.
Has it escalated into a hullabaloo yet?
It's getting there.
Uh-oh. We better hurry.
But nobody's on fire as of yet.
As of yet,
before
yes.
this becomes a hootenanny, we'd better get out there.
What about a humdinger?
Let's not even talk about what's going to happen if this becomes a humdinger.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna get out of the barracks and make our way towards the tower.
Alright. Well, fortunately, it seems like in whatever excitement has happened, the guards that were stationed at the tower door have actually left their post.
Well, I'm glad we got all that armor then.
Indeed.
Well, we might still need it inside.
That's true.
So is it going on, like, there?
Yeah, about there.
Can I attempt to ascertain the identities of the people there with my robot eyes?
Sure, you can do it without a roll because you notice that one of them is a certain gnome that looks really familiar.
Whoops.
Depp squints. Do we know a gnome?
Nope.
Yeah, you do.
Opening the door. I know.
Is it Anne?
It's the gnome guy who visited you that was part of the Cinderwings.
That's the joke.
Well, I'm making it clear, God.
Okay.
Billiam, what's his name?
I reckon they got them
Rook
their...
says as he's like opening the door to the tower.
They seem to got them their Cinderwings. That could be a problem if they're going to rat us out. Do rats exist in this setting? Would that saying work?
Yes.
Yes. They definitely do.
Yeah, but they're
Just
very
wants to be
graceful.
clear about his world building.
They're the equivalent of doves in this world.
You're graceful
Anyway.
and trustworthy. To rat
John
someone
Woo.
out is just to be really supportive of them.
Yeah, John Woo releases rats in movies here.
We gonna do anything about that? I mean, I ain't
As
bothered.
you're standing there watching, you kind of can get the sense that there's probably a bishop down there, and he's probably shouting something about executions, something about making examples of them.
Well, it was nice
Something
meeting
about
those guys.
Noon tomorrow, they're going to burn them for the silver flame.
We
Give
got
us
plenty of time.
Let's
then.
go.
All right, into the tower.
Fuck it.
And
That's
so, who's opening the door?
Is the door
I
locked?
think
I'm
I nominate
asking-
Frazzlefuse.
I attempt no. No, well, like that. Well, that was going on. Well, I was like, "Hey, that's the guy we know." Rook's like, "Meh," trying to open the door.
All right, the door does open, and basically you somehow seem to have timed it such that the Archbishop is directly behind it. And he kind of
We knock
like,
him
looks
out.
at you.
Yeah, did he get knocked into the wall behind the door?
No, it opens out.
Oh.
So basically, you open the door, and there's the guy. Like, you can tell he's the guy because there's this overwhelming sense of horror that just grips you. Like, just reaches out and just grabs you by the throat. You can barely breathe as you look at this guy.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a murderer.
He's so
what?
old.
What?
What?
He
I
just
said he was a murderer.
us.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
Yeah, come
Get
on.
your shit together, guys.
Come on.
Come on.
sorry. Sorry.
Come on.
Yeah, is
He-
it? Let's do a Wheel of Time game next.
No.
No.
There's no good system for that.
I'm gonna roll to fold my arms beneath my breasts.
Roll to tug on my braid.
Braid tugging, so...
Failed. My arms are now a pretzel.
So anyway.
Anyway,
so we're
the
overcome
Archbishop barely looks at Rook. He just strides through the door as though you had opened it for him specifically. On his tail is some other lady, elf lady, dark skin. You'd never seen her before, but she follows right behind him as he just strides into the courtyard like he owns the entire place.
Because he does.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Should we grab him?
No.
Just be like, oh, Mr. Archbishop, get down, snipers.
I think his murderous intent is freezing us.
He does just walk right past you.
Is he a Kuma? What?
Next, he produces.
He floats.
He's like
next-
he's like Udo Jine and Rurouni Kenshin. He just his killing spirit just freezes your lungs.
I get that reference.
It is actually quite like that. He's just exuding some sort of aura, and you don't know why. It almost certainly is magical in nature.
Next, he unseals his Zenpakuto.
Okay, so that at least tells us that he is a bad guy. Like,
Well,
Are you sure?
maybe he's just misunderstood.
Anyway, the paladins part for him, like without even being told. They just kind of get out of his way, and he just keeps striding forward until he gets to the criminals. His voice, when he looks upon them, is so booming that you can overhear it clearly. He says, "We will not wait to dispense justice to these criminals. We will burn them tonight. Freddy the Pyre. We will burn them in front of the cathedral for all to see."
I told you they were getting ready to barbecue.
It's okay. Fire can't kill a dragon.
I read. Jesus. They're not dragons, press. Kyrex. They're not
Wait.
dragons.
Where
You are.
am I? Oh, right.
Was the Archbishop
I
wearing that
became
jewel?
confused.
You couldn't really tell because you were frozen in terror, but you can. I'll say that yes, it's probably on his chest. You can see.
damn it!
Let's go check his room out anyway.
I get out my,
What?
my monocle, and I try to make sure that it's the real gem. Just I'll stand in front of him, really awkwardly. Excuse me, I gotta check this gem for purity.
I don't think
Do you
that's gonna work
actually do
out.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
He is the
What is that
royal
amazing
jeweler.
shit?
Don't you mean like Depp attaches his monocle module or something like that to his eye?
No, that's ridiculous.
Aw.
Yeah, come on.
He's got to zoom all three of his eyes out, though.
No, right now,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
without the upgrades, he is third eye blind.
Just for that, the entire courtyard's on fire now.
I don't get it.
But no, there's a lot of activity that just suddenly happens. A lot of people are now rushing towards the cathedral to leave out to the front door, presumably to set up the pyre. And the paladins are pretty into it.
Yeah, well, it's fire. It's pretty fun. Depp is still not really seeing the issue. Should we go hide in his room? Wait for him to come back? Hello? Oh boy.